In recent years, we've heard a lot about World War III, and it looks like it could be on its way. But how likely is it to happen? And if so, what would cause it? Will it be nuclear or conventional warfare? While it's unlikely that Russia and the West will directly clash in the near future, there are still other potential conflicts that could lead us into a third world war. So in this episode, we'll discuss the three most likely scenarios for World War III, including the role of new technologies such as cyber attacks and artificial intelligence. How long can civilization survive without oil? What are the most likely scenarios for World War III? Stick around as we answer these questions and more in today's episode of Fake Tank Battles. It's me. Welcome to my channel, WarChronicle. According to reports from the U.S. Defense Department, China has a stockpile of biological weapons that could be used to create chaos and panic in the event of a war. These weapons include anthrax, plague, and smallpox. If China were to use these weapons against the United States or its allies, it would be a serious escalation of the conflict. Non-state actors such as terrorist organizations could potentially acquire nuclear materials and cause massive devastation. For example, if a group like ISIS were to obtain nuclear weapons, they could cause significant damage and casualties in densely populated civilian areas. One of the biggest concerns surrounding AI is the potential for autonomous weapons systems to be developed. If we don't take proactive steps to address these issues now, we could be facing the very real possibility of World War III starting as a result of an unrelated incident. These are essentially machines that can carry out attacks without any human intervention. For example, tensions between China and Taiwan could increase, leading to a military conflict. There are simply too many variables and unknowns to predict with any certainty what form this new world order will take. Perhaps it will resemble the post-Cold War era, with the United States maintaining its position as the sole superpower. Or maybe it will be a multipolar world with multiple centers of power. Whatever the outcome, it's clear that we're entering a new and uncharted territory in world politics and history. Meanwhile, the use of biological weapons by another country could spark a retaliatory response, escalating the situation further. Ultimately, the outbreak of World War III would likely be the result of a complex interplay of factors. But it's essential to consider the potential risks and take proactive steps to mitigate them. By staying informed and engaged, we can work together to create a safer and more secure future for all. And while they may seem like a useful tool for militaries around the world, there are some serious ethical concerns surrounding their use. For example, what happens if an autonomous weapon system malfunctions and causes civilian casualties? Or what if it's used in a way that violates international law? Additionally, the development of AI-powered drones and other surveillance technologies raises concerns about privacy and civil liberties. As these technologies become more advanced, it becomes increasingly difficult to distinguish between legitimate security measures and the erosion of our civil rights. Furthermore, the use of AI in warfare could potentially lead to a breakdown in international norms and treaties that have helped to maintain peace throughout the Cold War era. For example, if two countries were to deploy AI-powered drones to spy on each other's military activities, it could easily lead to a misunderstanding that results in the use of force. As AI technology continues to advance, it's crucial for world leaders to work together and establish clear guidelines and regulations for its use in order to prevent the start of World War III. Otherwise, we may be entering into a new era of warfare that's completely unpredictable and potentially catastrophic. Such an attack would likely be seen as an act of war, potentially leading to retaliation from the affected country's allies and sparking a wider conflict. Additionally, the use of dirty bombs containing radioactive materials could also lead to widespread panic and the potential for large-scale military intervention. It's important to note that even the threat of nuclear terrorism can have significant consequences. For example, the potential use of a nuclear weapon in Europe could trigger Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty, which requires NATO members to come to the defense of any ally that's attacked. This could lead to a wider conflict involving multiple countries and potentially sparking World War III. Therefore, it's crucial for the international community to continue working together to prevent non-state actors from acquiring nuclear materials and to ensure the safety and security of all nuclear facilities worldwide, and could potentially lead to the use of nuclear weapons, thus causing World War III. The current conflict in Ukraine has led many to fear that we may be on the verge of World War III. In recent years, the Chinese have made significant military advancements, particularly in areas such as anti-ship missiles and aircraft carriers. This has led many to believe that China could potentially attempt to assert dominance in the Asia-Pacific region and beyond, potentially leading to a direct confrontation with the United States. Tensions between the two countries have been high in recent months due to a number of issues, including China's territorial claims in the South China Sea, their human rights record, and their support for North Korea's nuclear program. Additionally, China's increasing economic power has also led to concerns about their intentions towards Taiwan, which China views as a breakaway province that will eventually be brought back under mainland control by force if necessary. If China were to make a move on Taiwan, it's likely that the United States and its allies would intervene, potentially leading to a large-scale conflict. However, China's military capabilities shouldn't be underestimated. Their People's Liberation Army is the largest military force in the world, with over 2 million active personnel. They also possess a variety of advanced weapon systems, including hypersonic missiles and stealth fighter jets. Additionally, China has invested heavily in developing new technologies, such as artificial intelligence and autonomous weapons systems, which could give them a significant advantage in any future conflict. As a result, it's possible that China could pose a serious threat to the United States and its allies, potentially leading to World War III if tensions continue to rise. Now let's get back to the video. Scenario 1. The rise of China. China represents a growing challenge to U.S. global power and interests. But wait, there's more. China also possesses an arsenal of biological weapons that could be used in a future conflict. Scenario 2. Nuclear terrorism. While it's unlikely that nation-states will engage in direct hostilities, the risk of nuclear terrorism remains a serious concern. Scenario 3. Artificial intelligence. As artificial intelligence technology continues to develop at an unprecedented rate, many experts believe that it could potentially lead to the start of World War III. The rapid pace of technological advancement means that we could see significant developments in AI and autonomous weapon systems within the next decade. It's important to note that these scenarios are mutually exclusive, and it is possible that multiple events could contribute to the outbreak of World War III, whether it's through diplomacy, conflict, or simple inertia. The end of one world order and the beginning of another seems inevitable in the coming decades. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Hope you learned something new and interesting.